Everybody Hates Rand is a Wheel of Time podcast that will contain spoilers for all 14 books. So if you're anti-spoiler, pause this, read all 14 books, and come back. We'll be here, waiting.
Our title is a joke and is meant to be taken as such. In the context of this podcast, everybody refers to us and our cat. You are free to feel however you want about Rand, who is a fictional character. Don't DM us.
The world is a mess, Dark One stretching out his hand. The dragon's reborn, the fire's been fanned, but everybody hates Rand. Everybody hates Rand. Everybody hates Rand.
The really funny part is that for Christmas, he still wanted, all the Uniqlo clothes, but then he, wasn't satisfied with what we got him because he didn't get the opportunity to go to Uniqlo and binge on his clothing choices like he's done in previous years.
Yeah.
My dad fucking loves Uniqlo.
It's really funny.
It's super funny. I was out to lunch with him and my mom the other day, and he broke the news to us. It was very dramatic. He was like, I think I'm tired of wearing clothes that don't fit me. And we were like, whoa.
Whoa, Chris.
This is a bold thing to say from the man who is 140 pounds, approximately, 6 feet tall, and only wears size large of everything.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
Chris, that's not the right size for you.
Yeah, we were like, I was like, well, what do you mean, Dad? You want to wear more skinny jeans? And he was like, yeah, I'm tired of wide leg pants, and I would like to wear shirts that fit me. And I was like, to show off your hot bod? And he was like, no.
I mean, he's up in the gym just working on his fitness.
I know, I can't emphasize enough how much my dad is a gym rat. It's really upsetting, actually.
It's like, I've never met a person who goes to the gym more than Emily's dad does.
I know, he just fucking loves the stair stepper.
Yeah, he's addicted.
He's really addicted, and he doesn't understand that it's because of his stress.
Yeah.
He has a very stressful life, and so he goes to the gym and, works it off, and that's his, weird little addiction. I drink Diet Coke. My dad goes to the gym an hour a day and sweats off half his body weight.
Yeah.
He's a sweaty boy.
And he just does, half marathons on the stair stepper pretty frequently.
On Thanksgiving Day.
And it's, a little alarming to me.
Such a lunatic.
Yeah.
And then also he just eats so much.
The last time I was at Emily's parents' house, we were going to see Avengers, and I walk upstairs because I use the bathroom in their basement, and Emily's dad just has this massive bowl of salad. It was, gigantic, and I was like, what is going on? And it was, a personal salad for him. It was, not for dinner or anything.
He literally takes a dish the size of what you would use to, serve a salad in for a 6-member family, and he just fills it with his spinach and his personal salad fixings and just chows down. It is ridiculous.
It's really funny.
It's upsetting.
I was like, okay, Chris, whatever works for you.
Okay, now we finished talking about my dad.
That's your Chris Jushaw update.
That's your Chris Jushaw cold open. Okay, this is Everybody Hates Rand. Your friendly neighborhood Wheel of Time podcast. I'm Emily Jushaw.
And I'm Sally Goodger.
I've got a big glass of water there.
Listen, if I don't drink 80 ounces of water a day, my body shuts down.
I just think it's so cool how much you drink water.
Thanks.
I drank more water at the gym yesterday than I have in probably a week, so
that's good.
Fun. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to drink the water. Your mouth gets dry when you're on the dang elliptical. And you're like...
I think it alarms everybody at work how much I drink water, because I've started going, there's a water filter in the fridge, and there's one of those fun water fountains downstairs in the gift shop that updates for how many water bottles it's filled. They had at the U.
That's cool, yeah.
And so I like using that one because I'm like, ooh, look at all this. And so I go down there pretty frequently to fill my water, and I think everyone's like, this bitch is drowning. And I'm like, no, I'm just weak.
Worst ways to go, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. good news. We finally figured out how the last chapter ended.
Nice. Nice.
I know there was some blurring of lines there. In fact, it ended in the weirdest spot imaginable, so I like your shirt today. It's so
Thank
cute.
you. I got it at that Piper and Scoop place.
Oh yeah, you love that place.
I really don't, because I don't have the body type to wear Mormon designed fashion.
Yeah.
Because I look kind of like a Bratz baby, so everything that I wear makes me look very strange.
Mormon body types is like a sexy plank with childbearing hips.
Sexy plank.
Yeah.
Fleabag is so good. Please watch
Fleabag. Please stop this podcast and watch Fleabag.
It's so good.
It is very good.
But yeah, it's very like, we were actually having this conversation at work, we were talking about bridal magazines. But anyway, it's like the Mormon bride. Mm-hmm. The Mormon woman is just sort of like taller than average and very thin and no hips.
Yep. Just
long blonde hair.
Boyish. With long blonde hair. I've got that part down.
I do. Although it's
very
kind of,
sexy long blonde hair.
Brownish right now. It'll get blonde in the summer.
Whoa.
I know, it's not weird. I get sun bleached. It's very strange.
I just get a few more freckles than usual.
Very freckly baby.
Freckly boy. Okay.
Wheel of Time. This has been, as usual, 10 minutes of nonsense. At least we're not talking about glass this time.
Okay, so we pick up with the girls and the maidens, and right after Nynaeve has healed that one chick who got stabbed or whatever.
Rip.
And Avienda kind of like escorts them away, more or less, with Bane and Giad, and they kind of keep up some of the conversation about like how maidens might choose to give up the spear or might be kind of obligated to give up the spear if they have other duties, like if you choose to get married or have kids, or if you need to become a wise one, which we're not like the idea of wise ones isn't filtered really through Edwene in a productive way, and that she's not like, oh, I wonder if wise ones are Aes Sedai, you know, women who can channel, etc., etc. It's just like this open-ended cultural question, especially because as we find out in book 4, wise ones are not necessarily just women who can channel. There are wise ones who are not women who can channel, which is pretty interesting, I think.
Yeah.
It's just like how would you be a woman who can channel and they're like, you're gonna be a wise one.
Just the power of will, I guess.
They're like, damn, that's a stubborn lass.
Yeah.
She's mean as hell.
We need her.
That's what happened with, what's her name, Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like, that's a mean bitch.
Like, she is a mean grandma. Better take her to Ruidaean.
Yeah.
She's a mean grandma. She's only 13.
I mean, you can be a mean grandma at any age.
Exactly. Yeah. Big mean grandma energy.
Yeah.
Tibble just looking at the window.
I know. Emily gave him a shoebox yesterday that he proceeded to just knock upside down and just smells. Because he's like, I can't fit in this anymore.
Yeah, he's like, what
so he just smells it.
He woke me up at 4 a.m. to let him into my room and then immediately kick him out 30 seconds later.
Because he's the worst to sleep with. He's an absolute asshole.
The devil. Okay.
Okay. This is episode 69 and we are not bringing the appropriate
I forgot!
Yeah.
What the fuck? It's the sex number!
Yeah.
69? We should have started this with air horns.
You can edit that in.
Damn. And then it immediately jumps into Chris, us talking about Chris.
Yeah,
I hate that. I shouldn't have talked about my dad in the sex episode.
You can delete all that. We can delete all of that.
The blooper reel. That was all done. Now we're in the sex episode. Oh yeah. Tragically, there isn't very much sex. Actually, that's probably a good thing, because when Robert Jordan writes sex, it's not really sexy.
No, so we're just gonna make this sexy.
It is super sexy, including Avienda and Edwene being fully in love.
Yeah.
As they part ways. And talk about, like, he who comes with the dawn. Edwine's like, Avienda, why the fuck are you even here? And Avienda's like, we are here for he who comes with the dawn. And they're like, okay, whoever that is. And Elaine's like, I think it's Rand. Because whenever Elaine hears a he pronoun, she assumes it's Rand.
I mean, he and comes are in the same sentence, so the horny brain is like, that's my boy.
Elaine literally can't stop thinking of Rand. It's like,
in a way, it's sort of powerful.
Yeah, it's like big teenage girl energy. Like, Robert really did capture the pure obsessive, compulsive
teenage love.
Yeah, that teenagers have, but also it continues throughout the next 14 books, so...
And also, it's just like, Rand does not deserve that type of obsession.
I know, but then it's like, I think of the teenage boys that I had a crush on, and I'm like, yeah, they were trash too.
I mean, that's true. Teenage boys are teenagers, generally speaking, but especially of the male variety.
Sorry if you're a teenage boy.
We love you anyway. If you're here, you're automatically like 18 points better than the other teenage boys.
18 out of...
18 points out of question mark.
Out of question mark.
To be decided. But anyway, Elaine is super horny for Rand all the time.
Elaine is horny for Rand all the time, and so is Min. Aviend is the only one who gets away with not being quite as horny for Rand all the time.
Good for you, Aviend.
I know. That's because Aviend is really a lesbian and Robert Jordan was a coward. Can't even talk about this anymore. Okay, anyway, they part ways and are tromping through the woods to get to the next village to get a ship. And Elaine's like, come and see who comes with the dawn. And Edwin's like, yeah, you're probably right, because he's Jesus and everything, so figure of prophecies. And then suddenly, like, a bunch of, like, people step out of the underbrush and are like, throw rocks. It's almost exactly like that scene in Shrek when Robin Hood and his merry men come piling out of the woods. Yeah. And to rescue, quote unquote, rescue Fiona. Yeah. And then she does like martial arts on their asses.
That movie is so awesome.
I know, it is so fucking good. And Shrek 2 also? Yeah. Very good.
Very good. Shrek 3, meh.
I'm sort of a fan of Shrek 3.
I know you are. I know you are.
I just think it has some really funny parts.
Like primal scream therapy.
Yeah. It's time for some primal scream therapy. And the fact that King Arthur is voiced by Justin Timberlake.
I know, that is
I just think
wild.
It's a really good joke.
Especially because in the second one they have a poster of Justin Timberlake above Fiona's bed. It's so good. Funny.
Okay.
Shrek is very self-referential.
Okay.
They get kidnapped. Basically.
Yeah, they get kidnapped. Edwin gets knocked unconscious, and then when she wakes up, she's like slumped over somebody's saddle.
Yeah, which is upsetting.
Yeah, which is upsetting and very I would hate that. Like, riding horses is scary enough, and then you're, like, over their... Yeah. What's the back part of a horse called? Is that the withers?
I was gonna say butt, so I don't know.
I, like, want to know horse anatomy, but I don't want to Google horse anatomy. I feel like that's a dangerous road.
We're doing it.
Oh, no.
Horse look, equine anatomy. Wikipedia's got me.
Equine anatomy. That's a lot better. It's a lot more scientific.
It looks like the butt part is called the croup.
The croup.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, the withers is the front part.
It's like ships. What's the port? What's the stern?
Who's to say?
The withers is like their shoulder bump.
Yeah, their little shoulder bump.
Gaskin, that's like their...
Never heard of that in a fantasy novel. Like, I know withers because it's in every fantasy novel. For
throat latch.
No! This is why I didn't want to know horse anatomy.
Throat latch.
Oh no, what does that mean?
It's
I hate that.
Literally just like their throat.
But why not just call it their throat?
Because it's a throat latch.
I can't
You gotta undo the latch.
How much I hate that. What? No! Stop it! I'm having a full panic attack thinking about a throat latch.
Okay, we're done.
Oh, is that the end of the horse anatomy joke?
I mean, there's a lot of other ones, but it's like, I don't know how to make a joke about something called an ergot.
Oh, Lord Ergot.
Lord Ergot. It's like the horse's ankle.
That like little weird bumpy.
Yeah, their weird little bumpy ankle. Apparently, their like shins are called cannons, which is pretty.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, they're gonna kick the shit out of you.
There's a part in the most recent Wheel of Time book that I've been reading, Towers of Midnight, where Brandon Sanderson is like trying to come up with good military strategies, and it's very transparently Brandon Sanderson trying to come up with good military strategies. And he's like, we're fighting in an urban setting, so I'm gonna have the horses like tie rags around their hooves to muffle the sound so that we can sneak attack people. And I was like, I think if horses could wear like cloth on their feet without tripping, we would be doing that more. Yeah. I feel like that's not good. If you're a horse expert, let me know.
If you're a horse,
listening to this podcast,
First of all, I'm proud of you.
Well, I'm so proud of you. Second of all, I have no idea how you're going to respond because you don't have thumbs, but not to rub it in. Use your throat latch or whatever. 69! Okay. Anyway, Edwin's like, "Aw, dang, I'm concussed," and everyone's concussed. There's Nynaeve and Elaine. They at least seem to be alive, because they're also slung over the croup of the horse.
There you go.
And there's all these dirty, rowdy boys wandering around being like, maybe we should sexually assault them, etc., etc. And Edwin's like, no.
I would prefer not.
I would prefer we didn't do that.
Yeah. Don't do a sexual assault.
Yeah, don't do it. What just happened?
Your throat latch is broken.
Then one of them notices she's awake and they, like, knock her over the head again. Which is, like, head wounds, my guys? Are, like, are you trying to keep them alive? You idiots?
It's like a very fine line between knocking someone out and knocking someone into death.
Yeah, which is almost what happens with Elaine.
Yeah.
Tragically, Nynaeve heals her.
Can
you imagine if Elaine just died? It would
That'd
be so
amazing.
funny. It'd be such a fun Game of Thrones twist.
Yeah, they're like, Elaine just died because of these brigands knocked her too hard on the skull.
No, I'd be like, okay,
like,
I'm into this.
Commitment to your verisimilitude.
Yeah, that's
of
what
weapons.
I like.
Yeah, it's true. Emily's really into the
If someone-
verisimilitude of fighting.
Yeah, if someone gets a head injury,
Yeah.
expect them to have a 50% chance of dying, is my feeling. Okay, which is why when Batman, like, knocks people over the head, it's like, he's like, I don't kill people. It's like, okay, you're just causing
give them
irreversible brain
yeah.
damage. Or break their skulls or something, you dumbass.
Bruce, you fucker.
Bruce! Anyway, Robert Pattinson for Batman. I think he's a great choice.
Me too. I don't know why everyone's flipping.
Because they're like, he was in a thing that was for teenage girls, and as we all know, things for teenage girls can't be translated for men. And I'm like, explain My Little Pony fetishes then.
Gross.
You gross-ass men. Okay. 69. Anyway, next time Edwina wakes up, she's just like, in like the creepy back room of a house, which is, it's like, okay, we're in a house now. She's not even tied up. She's like, okay, why am I even awake? Thought they knocked me out with something. I got a weird taste in my mouth. Mm-hmm. And she sort of listens to what's going on with the men. It's more or less like, you read this more recently than I did. They're just like, we're going to capture her and we're capturing them and waiting here for some people to come by them.
Yeah.
And they're Aes Sedai, and we know this.
Yeah, because of the rings.
Yeah, we stole their
Which have been
rings.
snatched.
Yeah, they're all in a little pile on the table.
Including Lan's horny ring for
Yeah,
Nynaeve.
Lan's chastity ring that he gave.
His promise ring.
69.
It is a chastity ring.
It's gross, yeah.
Nasty.
Then Edwin is like, okay, gotta turn my attention to the gals, and is like, well, Elaine seems broke. Better wake up Nynaeve. And Nynaeve's like, was it? And Elaine's like, hey, sorry, they give us something to make us sleep, but, you know, like, we're awake clearly. And Nynaeve's like, well, let me just...
Yeah.
I can tell that what they actually gave us was sleep well root. Quick, Edwin, pop quiz.
Yeah,
What does that do?
no, it's really weird.
And Edwin's like, it just helps you sleep. It's basically NyQuil.
Yeah, it's like for curing headaches and making you sleep.
Yeah, and Nynaeve's like, so these idiots, men don't know medicine. Men can't be doctors. They can't even be effective kidnappers. Bah.
It is really funny, though, that effectively what happens is that they give them medicine to wake them up and cure the headaches that they gave them for
Edwin's
knocking
like,
them out.
so basically what they gave us was pain relief for our concussions.
Yeah.
And Nynaeve's like, yes, because men ain't shit.
Nynaeve's like, if I were to kidnap someone, here's the systematic list of what I would do.
And Nynaeve's like, I always constantly have a kidnapping plan in place. Murder, I know how to do that too. God, men are so incompetent. Oh
like,
fuck, Elaine's got a broken skull. So Nynaeve manages to muster up enough anger to heal Elaine.
I know.
And then the three of them are like, all right, time to break out of prison. And they're getting ready to storm in when a bunch of Murdrel enter and are like, where are my magic women?
Yeah.
And the dudes are like, this wasn't really what we meant when we were gonna, like, sell women. And the Murdrel are like, you don't get to choose when you're participating in human trafficking.
Yeah.
You idiots.
Yeah. There's some... You're complicit.
Yeah,
bitch.
you're going to enter some moral bad areas.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Some moral bad areas.
You can't pick a zone to end. Be like, this is the limit of my moral gray area.
I want to participate in human trafficking, but only, like, on the medium bad to good side of things.
Yeah.
That's what I put on my human
I
trafficking
draw
application.
the line at selling women to creepy, eyeless vampire men.
That's the line.
It's too bad for me. God, I hate these men.
They're so awful.
Anyway, before the gals can do anything about these, like, 6 Murdrel that just entered, a bunch of Aiel just, like, swarm in. And it's not just ladies, it's also dude Aiel.
It's also my dad.
It's also my personal father, Ruark.
Yeah, my personal hot dad, Ruark.
My personal hot dad.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I love Ruark.
I know, Ruark is just a good dad.
Yeah, anyway, they quickly dispatch the brigands because, as we know, men versus Aiel is always going to result in Aiel killing the men because men ain't shit.
Aiel are superior.
Aiel are superior. They just work out nonstop.
Talk about gym rats.
Yeah, gym rats are the Aiel desert gym rats. Just eat lizards. They have so much protein.
God, I wish Gaul were here.
Can you imagine if Gaul was just like a protein bro, you know,
Oh
like a
my
gym
God.
bro?
Yes.
Constantly
Gaul
wandering around with a protein shake.
Yeah, one of those, like,
which is actually
shakers.
a lizard.
Yeah. Just constantly in his, like, socks with sandals.
Hey.
You're wearing socks with sneakers.
Still,
I'm the
I
one
would
with
wear
sandals.
socks with sandals.
Socks with sandals is actually, very comfortable.
Very comfy. Okay.
It's just what you wear the rest of the outfit that tips you from not bro to bro.
You know what I would wear would be basketball shorts and a tank top, so...
Emily looked so frat when she went to the gym yesterday. It filled me with unending delight. I laughed about it all evening. I was like, look at her! I love it!
I have to go in disguise to the gym so that I can feel like, you know, like I'm not gonna get looked at. When I go to the gym, the effort is to have no one look at me.
Natch.
Like, no one look at me or I will stomp you to death with my hooves. Like, my ergots. My throat latch.
Just gonna whip that throat latch around.
Oh, that kind of gave me whiplash. Anyway, the Aiel dispatch the dudes and then are like, hey, Murdrel, fucking dance with me.
Yeah.
Dance off to save the universe.
That's the only good part of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, it is. That's a pure part.
Yeah.
Instead of fighting, we're going to dance.
We're gonna make Chris Pratt move his hips.
Yeah, good.
Dance off to save the universe. Yeah, the Aiel are like, hey, you ain't shit.
You ain't shit, Murdrel.
Dance with me.
Dance with me at the awkward school dance. Dance battle. Dance revolution. And then our magic ladies pop out and are like, we can take care of this. And Edwin sets them on fire. And Elaine crumples them into balls of nothing. And then Nynaeve bale fires them for good measure.
So it's like, okay.
It's like, ladies, maybe you should calm down a little bit.
It's also one of the most terrifying moments. We've talked about Nynaeve basically being a nuclear bomb. But the fact that she just, like, produces bale fire and, like, doesn't even know what that is.
Literally, the last chapter was, I think, maybe the second time we've even heard the phrase balefire.
Yeah.
Balefire in this book is introduced as what Nynaeve does, and Moiraine does it later in the book when she kills Belal. But, like, it's also introduced as, like, forbidden.
Yeah.
Immediately. Like, Avienda's like, we know that Aes Sedai, because we failed them. Like, Avienda introduces the idea that Aiel owe Aes Sedai in some way, that they failed them. And no one really knows why, except maybe clan chiefs and wise ones, but, like, the point is, Aes Sedai have the right to exact vengeance if they choose to come after the Aiel with their fire and their bale fire. And Edwin's like, what the fuck is balefire?
Yeah.
And Aviana's like, you don't know? And Edwin's like, no. And Aviana's like, okay, well, I'm gonna tick that one off as being safe from.
Dun dun!
And then Nynaeve just, like, produces balefire out of nowhere.
Yeah.
She's just got, like, destructive energy.
She's a scary lady.
Yeah, and Edwina and Elaine are like, what was that? And Nynaeve's like, I think it was balefire.
Flips braid.
Flips braid. No big deal. Then they have a nice chat with the Aiel, who are like, thanks for offing the Myrtle for us. That we probably would have died.
And they're just like, whatevs.
Whatever. Ruark's like, I would prefer not to die. And Nynaeve's like, thank God, finally an Aiel who would prefer not to die. They also sadly, like, find out that one of the Aiel who did die is the chick who got stabbed that Nynaeve healed. So Nynaeve's like, what was the fucking point?
Yeah.
Come on. Battle and war suck. And Ruark's like, okay, well, we did just rescue you, so jot that down.
Yeah, so first of all.
So be a little grateful. And Nynaeve's like, fine.
Fine, Dad.
Anyway, Aviana was like, yeah, I just stalked you casually, and then I saw you get kidnapped, and I was like, oh, they'll totally handle this, but then you guys didn't, because you get knocked over the head, so I went and fetched my dad, Ruark, to save you. And that's pretty much that.
Yeah.
And then Aiel are like, okay, well,
Peace.
yeah, we'll see you later, I guess. They do, like, hang out for a little... They escort the ladies to the town, more or less, and it's like they have these horses that the ladies are using, and Aiel are just, like, casually jogging to keep up. And are like, oh, we can go faster. We can do this all day. And I'm always like, what the...
I know. The superhuman running of the Aiel is very...
It's like, were they injected with the Captain America superhero serum?
That's
it's
all
ridiculous.
within the lizards.
Good point.
Yeah.
Hydra.
Hydra put the serum
dumped
in
the
all the
toxic
lizards.
serum into the desert, and then a bunch of lizards found it, and we're like, now we're super soldiers.
And the Aiel are like, we're gonna eat you.
Yeah, well, you're still tiny, so we're gonna eat you.
Like beef jerky, just like trail mix.
Oh.
Just pop in lizards.
Okay.
That joke didn't land with Emily, apparently.
Just was trying. Then I got like really into like the idea of trail mix lizards, and was like, do you have to chop up the lizards? And it was just like a really disturbing train of thought. So that's why. But they all basically part ways and are like, okay, well, we're off. And the gals are like, we're going to Tyr. And Ruark's like, Tyr? That's ironic. It's almost like we're all going to meet up at the end of this book.
It's almost like we're all chasing the same boy.
The same boy. And Edwin's like, what boy? I'm chasing after some evil ladies. And Elaine's like, oh, I'm here for Rand. I don't know what you all are. What? Black Aja? Who?
I don't know who that is.
I haven't ever heard of them. I'm just here to fuck Rand.
I'm here to find that dick.
Blech.
Dick.
But the ladies get to the town and board a ship and are back on their way to Tyr after that brief kidnapping Aiel interlude. Then we get to switch over to a little farther down the river, or maybe a little further up farther down the river, because Matt describes passing the ship that they were on. At Erengil, where Matt and Tom are about to disembark from their ship. And it's just fucking delightful.
Yeah. Matt's like full of coins.
Matt is just jangling.
Yeah.
Down
just
the
like
gangplank.
Literally clanking like a suit of armor, I
clanking.
assume.
He's just Alphonse Elric up in here. And the captain, the greasy captain, is like, are you sure I can't do anything to help? And Matt's like, maybe I'd like another meal and a game of dice on the ship. And the dude's like,
time to go!
You should leave. And Matt's like, okay, yeah, I know. I've eaten all your food and...
Well, and I love it when Tom's like, you were eating all their food. Matt's like, I was mostly dumping it over the side of the boat.
No, actually, a few days ago, I stopped feeling supernaturally hungry and just started dumping it off the side of the boat. And now, in retrospect, looking at all these refugees, that was a cruel thing to do. And Tom's like, yeah, no shit.
No shit, you dumb fuck. Why were you doing that?
Fuck.
Matt's like, you don't understand. I have to do the shitty thing at all times.
To do mischief always. Matt also is like, I casually opened Elaine's letter to her mom because whatever, interfering with mail. I've committed enough felonies. This one's no big deal. And I was like, that wasn't even interesting. It
wasn't even
boring.
Spicy.
It wasn't even spicy.
There's no meat there.
I'm just so curious all the time. And Tom's like, Game of Houses. And Matt's like, that means nothing to me.
I don't have an HBO
I
subscription.
don't have an HBO. What are you talking about?
Who are these people?
But yeah, I can't really.
And then they, of course, Matt gives some coins to a refugee family after talking about how he's a bad person.
Yeah, this chapter, especially because it's titled A Hero in the Night or whatever, is like...
A hero.
Yeah, very much so. It's just one of the... It's playing very much into one of Matt's themes, which is the idea that he often commits acts of heroism in rescuing people, helping people who need help, but doesn't want to be labeled as a hero. Mm-hmm. He wants to kind of have this illusion of being a not good person. Mm-hmm. And, like, if you really want to psychoanalyze it, I think it's because he wants the freedom to not feel obligated to do things. Because once you're labeled a hero, it's like, oh, now I always have to do the good thing. Mm-hmm. And Matt's like, when I do things, I just want it to be because I'm doing a thing. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm making the choice. I don't want it to be because I'm, like, subscribing to a label, you know? Which is kind of interesting. It's also just very endearing of Matt. I don't know. It's the opposite of all the dudes that we come in contact with who are like, I'm a hero and I, therefore, because I'm such a good guy, I'm entitled to XYZ. Mm-hmm. Like Gawain.
Yeah, and so often men in fantasy stories, their whole thing is, like, chasing heroism and that, like, idea of it. So it's, again, Matt, the only boy who's like, nah, dog, I'm good.
Yeah, Matt's very endearing because he just instinctively does good things.
Yeah, he's just a good guy.
As Matt frequently is wont to do, acts without thinking. It's all on impulse. On impulse, he hands this woman and her children a bunch of... He's just like, here, have $3,000 to feed your kids. And she's like, oh, okay.
You got it.
You got it, sir. And Matt's like, and off we go. And Tom's like, okay. Just my dumbass teenage boy. Tom, who, by the way, basically caused the refugee crisis.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of, or not in Tom's point of view, so there's not a lot of the recognition that Tom is at the root of this. Mm-hmm. Later, when we meet Aludra, she's like, yeah, everyone acted like just because of this one thing that happened in the Illuminator chapter house, which, by the way, was caused by Rand. Mm-hmm. She's like, everyone's acting like I killed the king and caused this war. And Tom's like... Well, it's a little narrow-minded to say killing a king alone could cause the war. And Eludra's like, no, that was definitely the event that triggered the war. And Tom's like, oh, it's almost like vengeance is stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I personally am all for taking down the monarchy.
Yeah. But
this has, like, caused a political upheaval and an unstable, like, a huge crisis in Kyrian, which is now resulting in a starving population. Mm-hmm. So, just jot that down. Men, as usual, trying to take revenge for dead women, just cause more problems for women.
Mm-hmm. And everyone else. Women, children, other dudes. It's just
horses. Like... Yeah, all the horses that are getting eat.
That's so spooky.
No. Matt's like, when they, like, get off the ship, Matt's like, hey, where can we find an inn and some horses to buy? And this one guard is like, well, you're not going to find any horses because they've all been ate. And you're not going to find an inn either, so go fuck yourself. Yeah. And Matt's like, okay, friendly soldier. This has been a fun interaction.
Fuck you, too.
And the dude's like, yeah, well, that's what the military does, apparently. Matt has a funny aside here where he's like, I hope no one accuses me of being Andoran and tries to make me go into the army where I would have to follow orders, which is my nightmare. It is pretty funny that Matt is like military boy, but also never has been in. Yeah. Has never been like a military scrub or whatever.
A soldier.
Yeah. Never had to follow orders. He just dispenses them. Mm-hmm. Oh, Matt. Little weirdo. Anyway, they go to a few inns that are like, yeah, sorry, we're full. Can't have anyone. And Matt finally is like, okay, well, here, I have 3,000 more US dollars. Can we use your stable? Mm-hmm. And the guy's like, fine. And also you can buy 2 of my horses. And Matt's like, great. So he and Tom are just like chilling in the hayloft.
Tom's smoking.
Matt is like gazing at the roof like a little, I don't know, Matt's fucking big on like laying on his back and gazing at the stars, etc. He's so cute. when the stable opens and a woman dragging a cart comes in, and that's Aludra. She's got her little braids, etc. She's so cool.
Yeah, Aludra's awesome.
I know, but then like a bunch of other dudes come in and are like, Aludra, we've been trying to follow you all this time so we can slit your throat for sharing Illuminator secrets. And she's like, I'm not sharing Illuminator secrets. I'm just making a living. Mm-hmm. You're just a misogynist.
Yeah.
And that one dude, Tammuz.
Yeah.
Tammuz, I
would just think.
Tammuz. He's like, yeah, well, fuck you, because we have some professional rivalry that was on screen briefly in The Great Hunt, which now the readers are supposed to remember.
Yeah.
And I, who have read this series like 6 times, do remember it, but only because I read this series 6 times. Everyone else, I don't expect you to recall this, because it's stupid.
Like, I remembered Aludra, I did not remember this other fucker.
Yeah, they, like, are having a whole conversation when Rand is, like,
running around
the Illuminator chapter house, hiding from Turlocks or whatever the fuck he's doing, and, like, getting horny for Lanfear. Ugh, I hate that scene. Anyway, these dudes, like, pull a bunch of knives, and Matt just fucking grabs a rope and swings down from the hayloft and knocks into them like bowling pins.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's so good. And then, even better, he, like, gets up and they all have their knives pointed at him, and Matt's like, oh, fuck, I don't have a single thing. And Tom is like, Matt, and, like, yeets his quarterstaff at Matt, and Matt snags it out of the air and just starts, like, pummeling these dudes.
Yeah.
It's real cool.
Yeah, it's real badass.
It's real badass. So he takes them all out eventually and then is like, okay, well, that is finito. And Aludra's like, okay, well, thank you. I would have helped, but I have a knife and didn't really want to get involved in the whole knife fight versus quarterstaff thing because it seemed like quarterstaff was the winning party. And that's like, good call. Then Tom comes down in his little Glee Man cape and is like, here I am, as usual, performing. He's like, what can we do for you? And Aludra's just like, here's my tale of misery. We like fucked up the fireworks show for the king one night. And it's like, Rand did that. She's like, and I got blamed because I'm the boss and also a woman in power. And men will do anything to take me down. Whatever. And so they kicked me out, and now I've been on the road just, doing fireworks to make a living. But they're all like, we just want to take you out. So anyway, thanks for rescuing me. And Matt's like, you're welcome. I can't remember how this goes.
Oh, and then she gives him some fireworks.
She's like, I need to reward you. So here, have this, like, she, like, rolls out her little thing of fireworks, and it's such a, like, someone please draw this scene where Aludra's like, attend me, and is, like, showing the fireworks, and Matt's just, like, crouched down, like, looking very closely, so entranced by the explodey things.
Yeah.
He's like, I've only seen fireworks twice before, and once I tried to cut them open, and I got in so much trouble. Literally everyone hit me.
Yeah, he's like, Edwin's dad hit me, the wisdom hit me, my dad hit me, and then nobody would speak to me for a whole month.
Except Rand and Perrin, and they were like, you're an idiot. And he just tells us that because it happened to him all the time.
Yeah.
Matt, you little weirdo.
I know. Everybody hit me.
Everybody fucking went to town on me. But Tom's like, okay, this is a little sketchy. Entrusting explosives with this particular boy.
Yeah.
Aludra's like, now remember, don't put them near fire, because they'll explode. If all of these explode at once, then that would probably blow up a house. And that's, like, fascinating.
It's like, okay.
It's like, ooh, okay. She's like, this one is really powerful. See how it has a long fuse? So you've got to, like, run away once you light the fuse. You know what a fuse is? And Matt's like, it's where the fire goes.
She's like, yes.
She's like, okay.
It's where the fire goes.
It's where the fire goes, you simple village idiot. And she's like, and remember, don't cut them open, because the chemicals inside of them, once exposed to air, some of those can explode. And Matt's like, yeah, I did know that, because I got hit so many times. That doesn't stop him from cutting open fireworks in, like, the next Matt chapter.
Yeah.
Tom's like, what are you doing? Matt's like, I just have to understand why it goes boom.
Yeah. Why boom?
Why explosion? Why fire?
Like Prometheus before him.
Why
He's just
fire?
such
like a little critter who's just like a
know.
little raccoon who just needs to know.
God, a raccoon.
I know. Matt and Rocket Raccoon actually have very similar energies. Just saying.
Amazing. And correct.
But then Elutra's like, okay, well, I gotta take off now, enjoy these fireworks. And Matt's like pulling the, like, coins that fell out of his pockets when he threw himself from the hayloft.
The jungles down.
Yeah, fucking hell. He's like, here, you could have some of this money. I've got tons. And she's like, oh, you sweet baby angel.
Yeah.
That's okay. I don't need your money. She's like to Tom, he's super young, isn't he? Yeah. And Tom's like, yes. He's just a good boy who's trying very hard not to be a good boy.
No.
It's super sweet. So then she takes off, and then Tom and Matt are also like, okay, well, we're in this stable with 4 unconscious men now, so I guess it's time to go. So they saddle the horses, and Matt's like, oh, now we have to go out in the rain. Tom, why did I do that? Tom's like, your fucking Jiminy Cricket told you to. Yeah. And Matt's like, ugh.
Kill him.
At least now I have these explodies. Tom's like, yeah, you do.
Tom's like, you should give me the explodies. And Matt's like, no.
Tom's like, maybe I should watch out for those. And Matt's like, no, they're mine.
I've only had these explodies for a minute, but if anything happened to them,
I would kill everyone in this room and then myself. Matt just loves his explodies.
I know, I wish he had fireworks all the time.
I know, he just fucking loves fireworks.
But then he gets cannons.
Yeah.
That's a bigger explodie.
A bigger explodie. He's so excited.
One of my favorite images in the entire series is, I think it's in one of the later books, but Edwina's having her dreams about all the boys, and it's like Matt reaches up and pulls a firework out of the sky.
It's so good.
Cool.
God, I love it. Draw that too. Just give me all the Matt with firework drawings.
Somebody draw me a whole comic book about Matt and his love for fireworks.
I know, and the moment at the end of this book when he's like MacGyvering, tying all the fireworks together and like tying all the fuses together so he can get a really long fuse and a really big firework.
He can explode the Stone of Tears.
So he's such a nut.
I love him.
Okay, well, those are those chapters. Enjoy episode 69. Wasn't it good? Explosions. Not like on screen, but like the promise of explosions.
Cool guys don't look at explosions. Have you heard that song?
No.
It's a Lonely Island song.
I probably could have predicted that. As soon as you were like, and I was like, a Lonely Island song. It sounds like something Andy Samberg would come up with.
But anyway, lots of explosions.
Yeah, next week we're gonna tragically switch over to Perrin, but we're gonna tackle quite a few Perrin chapters just because it, like, a lot happens plot-wise, but not, like, actually anything worth talking about, I guess.
That's a fair way of putting Perrin's whole point in this story.
Yeah, they just go to Ilion and, like, then leave Ilion. It's pretty boring.
I go to a place and I leave a place. Fascinating, yes. Robert. Thank you.
It's exactly what happens with Perrin in every single place in this entire book. Perrin goes to a place, then he fucks up, and then they have to leave the place. It's like, cannot sleep. They cannot get a decent night's rest.
Because he keeps doing murders.
He just fucking loves murders. Okay. Thank you for joining us for episode 69. Thank you to Glenna Mackenzie for our theme song, You Perfect Angel.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Our perfect angle.
Do you have any?
As always, we've got some wonderful new patrons that I need to thank. Let me pull up my Patreon app.
The goddamn Patreon app.
I know, it kind of sucks, and for that I apologize, everybody. So our new patrons in May, we have Victor, thank you Victor, Amanda, thank you Amanda, Edgar, thank you Edgar, and Sumbloke, thank you Sumbloke.
Sumbloke.
I know, I love it.
Damn,
it's
okay.
So fun. But we are over halfway to our $300 Patreon goal, which would enable us to make some EHR merchandise. The popular vote has been the Grave is No Bar to My Yeet merchandise, so if you want one of those stickers, buttons, etc., you should support us on Patreon.
Yeah.
You also get access to lots of fun bonus content, including our 4-part epic Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief.
Don't get it twisted. It is not Percy Jackson and the Olympians. It is just The Lightning Thief. It took us 4 episodes to get through The Lightning Thief.
We just love it a lot.
Yeah, we have to talk about every detail of it.
Of course.
It's all so perfect. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you. Happy June.
Happy Pride!
Yeah, welcome to Pride Month. Episode 69, kicking off Pride Month. You're so fucking welcome.
We are so good at this.
God, it's like we planned it. We definitely didn't, but it is like we did.
It's like we almost are good at this.
Do you have a sign-off?
I don't have one prepared. Give me a second.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Something bad happened to you recently? I did have to make Gethin appraise kombucha for me the other day, so that was a fun one.
What?
When you give in-kind donations, like an auction donation, you're supposed to provide who you're donating to with the dollar amount.
Oh, right.
And, like, nobody has, because our board members and people soliciting donations don't ask for it. Which is very frustrating, because no one will be like, you need this. And so we have a box of kombucha, or kombucha, however you say it, that I had no idea how much it was worth. But, like, one of my coworkers is obsessed with this kombucha, so I had to walk downstairs and, like, with it and be like, tell me how much this is worth. And he was like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, please.
Just tell me.
Assist.
How much kombucha is worth.
And he's like, I'm really worried about you. And I was like, I need you to just do this, please.
Kombucha isn't even good.
I've never had kombucha.
Me neither, but I know it's not good.
Okay, that's a bold statement, Emily.
It's because I listened to an episode of Sawbones about it, so...
Really? Is it, like, bad for you?
Just everyone says it has health benefits, and it doesn't really.
No, it's just fermented tea.
Yeah. Everyone's like, kombucha, it'll cure your cancer. And
No.
It's like, it will not, sir.
That was not a very exciting sign-off. It was just one of the most absurd things that's ever happened to me.
Yeah, for episode 69. That's okay. Tell us your episode 69 sign-offs on the Twitter. What's the most absurd thing that's happened to you this week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Let us know.
Happy Pride!
Happy Pride. Gotta go to a barbecue. Goodbye.